Let's see how this works out.
I think I should just use the level.
Okay, I think
Are we live?
we're live.
Hey guys, can you hear us? Are we live?
Now we're live. Yep. It says we're live. Okay, it says we're live.
What's up, Monero community? Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, everyone.
What's going on, guys? So we're here in Greenpoint. We're on the street, literally on the street here, selling gratuitous coffee, getting people. Actually, we just ran into. You guys want to come over for a second? So, you didn't even see our tweet about the these are just random Brooklyn guys. I assume Brooklyn guys.
Yeah, neighbors in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Saw us selling coffee. They were just interested in a coffee, and then they saw that Monero was associated.
Yeah, been a big fan of Monero for a while, so really excited to see it be associated with coffee and get some farmers some good tips.
How's the coffee?
I haven't tried it yet.
All right. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Coffee's delicious.
And we just onboarded you to Monero, I believe, right?
You did. Couple minutes.
What'd you do? What was the process?
Downloaded the app, clicked a few buttons, and here I am.
And now you're sending tips to Guatemalan farmers in no time.
Exactly right.
Is everybody on stage? That's on stage. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yep. What app did he download?
He'd use Cake. That sounds like Vic. That sounds like Vic, and that's a good question, Vic. We always recommend Cake Wallet over here on Monero Talk and Monerotopia. Was the process simple?
Very easy process.
Okay. Yep.
I'm enjoying delicious coffee. Can't beat that.
Now, did you pay in cash or did you pay with Monero?
Paying with Monero.
Okay, you did. Okay. One of the things we've been doing too, Vic, is typical thing is most people at this point have obviously heard of cryptocurrency, especially when we say Bitcoin. So, 9 out of 10 people at this point have heard of crypto. And then most people haven't heard of Monero yet. But then there's maybe I would say, maybe 2 out of 10 people that have, and then we've run into the occasional hardcore Monero fan actually on the street. And those that haven't heard of Monero yet, we actually have onboarded a few on the street. I'd say probably 5 yesterday, and we got them to download Cake on the spot. And what we did was if they paid for a coffee with cash, like $10 for a $4 pour over, we were sending them $6 in Monero as change to onboard people. So it's working and it's fun to see, and it's all because of Cake, man. It's easy. It's working well. Good job. Vic, you there?
Yeah, sorry, I had chips in my mouth.
What's that?
I was eating chips.
Oh, you're eating chips. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you come on over, Vic? Are you in New York?
I am in New York. See, I'm in my apartment here.
Okay.
But sorry, I couldn't come out all the way there, all the way to Brooklyn.
Yeah, all the way to jump in an Uber, man.
All right.
We'll pay for your Uber.
You will? You promise?
Well, we're probably only going to be here for an hour. But yeah, this is actually turning out pretty
cool.
well.
And we have our friend over here too.
Yes. You can't? No? Okay. We have another. So this guy isn't a random Monero guy. This guy saw our tweet and he came over. I think he came all the way over from Jersey, right? Okay. So not too far. So yeah, guys, this is how we're spending our Moneroversary. How about everybody else that's on the Jitsi? How you guys spending your Moneroversary?
Chilling.
You want to say hello, everyone?
Go ahead, people. Chime in. The floor is
Chill,
yours.
You there? We have Ben E. We have Tayo. Think Massive. Sean C. Oh, Sean. And fellow Jitser. So anybody want to jump on and say hello?
Well, Ben E was saying something.
Or Monero, or oh no, you don't have right. You're new. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm not
Greg.
doing anything particularly special today, but I was curious, how long does it usually take for someone to get onboarded with Monero there on the street corner?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Yeah, it doesn't take long at all. I mean, about as long as it takes to make the coffee itself, you know? So obviously they have to download Cake. That's usually pretty swift. And, you know, a few clicks, like this gentleman said, and, you know, they're off to the races and they're live on Cake. So it's pretty quick.
That's pretty
Um,
sweet.
and
What
then,
did
you
they
know,
do with
I
the
send
seed
them their
on
first
the go?
transaction.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
What did they do with the seed on the go? They leave it in Brooklyn?
Oh, what do you mean? What, the people that are signing up to Cake?
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, we tell them write down your seed later, obviously, at home. You know, we show them that you can access. Go ahead. So what else is what's everybody doing for Moneroversary?
How are you guys celebrating the Moneroversary? Oh, wow, we got a huge stage here. You guys want to slowly introduce yourselves? Tell us what you're doing today.
Got
Think massive. Hello? You want to say hello? No. Sean, you want to say hello? This is little Frania.
Come on.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm here taking care of things with my family, but I would love to be able to join you. I'm just waiting so bad to get to New York again.
It's beautiful out here
Yeah,
today.
next part today.
What's your name again, sir?
Anonymous.
Anonymous. All right. Wearing the mask, not so much because of COVID. I think more to hide his identity. Right?
Yeah. In the spirit of anonymity. Oh, yeah.
There are some silver linings for the Monero community in terms of COVID, right? With that.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. I guess if there was anything I wanted to impart on the community, I think it's just as important as we want to, communicate to Bitcoin maxis that, fungibility is a core issue. I think we need to work on network effects. If we're being, completely truthful, that is the one thing that we need to work on is network effect. We see people want to start another Twitter or another social media. It's not as simple as it seems, right? So we really do need to think outside the box to make that happen. So yeah, thanks so much.
Definitely, man.
Stopping by.
So this is our way of doing it, right? So gratuitous, selling coffee. Do you have any other ideas?
I think art projects, all over, American cities and hopefully beyond is a great start. If there are any great artists out there, please, it's a great way to communicate. People will share those images on Instagram and beyond. It's not as easy to just keep making logical points. Sometimes people don't like that. So.
This is true. I mean, I think the best way is to just start using it, and obviously a lot of people are doing that. So it's nice to see. Anybody have any comments related to that? So this idea of trying to, build up network effect, grow the community, as opposed to just debating with BTC maxis all the time. What are people saying regarding that?
I teach in my community for that purpose.
Wait, Fran. Hold on, Fran. He's moving the camera. You know what? I think we're getting reverb on yours. Yeah. What is it that you teach in your community?
I teach how to use Monero. I teach the local Mexican restaurant waiters how to receive it as tips, and I pay them their tips directly in Monero with Cake Wallet.
Oh, amazing. How long you been doing that? How long you been doing that?
I think we lost them.
Oh, we lost him?
Hello?
Maybe he don't know he's muted.
Okay.
He's muted, yeah. Or maybe he caught a big fish.
Anybody else want to chime in on that thread, on that concept of things Monero community can do to build network effect?
So hi, I'm Teo. I made that video. I made a couple of videos recently.
Oh, who's the guy who made the video?
Yeah, one of them was about
Coffee?
different people getting their accounts frozen, basically by governments, and how
Not to
Monero-
interrupt, the video you're referring to is the one you just recently launched like last week that kind of showcased the humanitarian side of Monero and how it can be used for important censorship-resistant transactions?
Yes. Like, and I think a big, like, there's like, I don't know, when I went to Monero's Reddit and stuff, there's tons of like, I feel like there's a lot of perspectives like that are very similar. There's tons of libertarians, right? And some anarcho-capitalists. But I think like Monero is like, I think it's so useful that it really shouldn't. I think like basically it could be used by everyone, and yeah, I'm trying to reach out to people from like with a different approach, to connect with a different like group of people, basically, because I think there's a lot of people who basically just, they hear about it and they hear it's like, oh, it's like, okay, these people who just want to like evade taxes or something,
Right.
Which it's not just, that's not it, so.
Definitely. I mean, I think you really hit it on the head with that video of, showing the importance of what Monero can do and why we need it.
Right.
I mean, we try and do that with the gratuitous thing, showcasing, this idea of tipping the farmers, something that you couldn't really do without crypto. There'd be no way to send a 50-cent tip to a farmer pre-crypto. They don't have Venmo. Most of them don't have bank accounts. But your video showcased, the importance of censorship resistance and digital cash as a means of protecting people's liberty. And I think you did it in an extremely effective way. So I was trying to spread that video as much as possible. I don't know if you saw, I tried to get Peter McCormick to share it as well. He had just done an episode where Monero came up in conversation. And they were basically talking about Bitcoin's, fungibility flaw. And in response to that, I retweeted his episode and mentioned, hey, Peter, maybe you want to consider sending this video around that showcases the importance of technology like Monero. And I didn't get a positive response to that, but I think you're on the right track with showing in a very undeniable way the importance of Monero and how it's currently really the only technology that can do what Monero's doing. So bravo to you, man. Keep going. I think if there's any resources you need, I'm sure if you bring it to the Monero community, I was very impressed with what you made. I didn't check the validity or accuracy of all everything you mentioned in that video, but I assume it is accurate.
It is all accurate, yeah.
Okay.
Tayo, how do we find that video?
What's
the title? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah.
What's the title?
We'll post. We'll tweet it out.
Yeah. I
You
actually
posted
just put it in the live chat, but I'll put it in the Jitsi chat now.
Did you guys all see it? Chill. Did you see that video?
I put it in the.
No, I have not. I would love to see it.
It's in the Jitsi chat now.
Okay.
I also put it in the. If you guys want to click on it.
So, do you have any ideas of what's the next video going to be, or what's the next kind of project you're thinking of doing in terms of promoting Monero in that way?
Oof. I'm not sure yet. I don't know what I want to do next. But yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of. There's also this sentiment I feel like that I've seen a lot, which is like, oh, in 5 years or something, like Monero is going to be huge, But a lot of people like will like say that, and then it's like they just expect it to happen in 5 years. You know, it's like it's not gonna just happen. Like we actually have to like work constantly, basically, to get it out there so people know about it. Otherwise, yeah, like people won't know about it.
Would you like a pour over, sir? Cool. See, that's how we get it done. That's how we get it done. It takes effort. Yeah. Oh no, it's not free. It's $4. This is coffee. It's direct from Antigua, Guatemala. Okay, yeah, it's a drug. What's unique about this coffee is
Are we losing them?
I think so. I'm surprised they're able to stream this from way out there.
Yeah.
People in New York City seem very friendly. You couldn't do this in London. I mean, you could, but you wouldn't be so lucky. They seem pretty friendly.
Yeah, everybody thinks New Yorkers are rude, but you know, I've been living here for 8+ years, and I've never thought somebody's rude. I mean, everyone's doing their own shit, of course. You know, everyone's got no time for you, but they're not rude on the street. It's a weird image that's out there for New Yorkers.
Right.
But,
yeah. I mean,
I'm busy with their shit. That's all. Sorry, Taya, go ahead.
People say that also about people in where is it? About Dutch people. People say that Dutch people are very rude, but it's because like they're very like forthcoming. Like they're just very honest, which people a lot of times take as rude. But yeah, they just don't sugarcoat things. Like they'll just tell you exactly. Like they'll tell you like, hey, like that dress looks like shit, you know, or whatever. You know, it's like they're just very open, honest people.
Is that where you are right now? And you don't have to say.
Oh, no. I'm in California.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that's my big thing. It's like I want to connect with, well, basically all the people I know. You know, they're all lefties, of course. You know, because I'm in California.
What's the Monero scene out there?
My plan is to convert all of them to Monero. I mean, everyone that I know has been just talking about Bitcoin and Dogecoin. So, Dogecoin, man, everyone's talking about Dogecoin right now. But yeah, I know Dogecoin is so funny.
Kind of irresponsible of Elon and other people pumping up Dogecoin, huh? Pretty irresponsible. A lot of small people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, it's true. Like that, because like that's really the only thing to do with it is to pump it and dump it. But
it is really strange. No one, I don't even hear talk about Bitcoin. It's all either Dogecoin or NFTs. I feel like that's.
Oh yeah, NFTs are there's a lot of hype behind those too.
Yeah. I don't even think Elon's doing it for money. Of course, he's not doing it for money. It's just being a troll, just making a joke of the whole thing, and it's almost damaging to Bitcoin and Monero and other cryptos.
Yeah.
You know, as Peter Schiff tweeted out today, oh, Bitcoin's old now. Look, Dogecoin's an in thing. What are you kids using cryptocurrency? There's a new kid on the block type of thing.
They just said they could hear us. Hello?
Are they back?
I didn't
mute the whole time.
No.
They were just here.
Sorry, Ben, you were saying something?
Hello?
Hey, can you guys hear us?
We can now, but we couldn't for a while.
Hello? Can you hear us?
And we can't see you.
but we can hear you.
Yeah.
Do we have a new Monero fam?
Guys, keep going.
Can you
One
guys hear
more?
us?
Hello, everyone. Tallest man here.
Oh, hello.
Very weird.
Just dropping in briefly. I'm in a restaurant, so I hope my background noise is not too much.
Okay.
Oh,
Wanted to say
Did
hi
you
to
hear
everyone.
Franya when she was talking?
No, I just missed it.
Oh, you can't see us.
Hey, tallest man, how you doing, man?
Excellent, sir. Very well, thank you.
Sir, wow, I'm flattered.
I think
You guys are breaking up.
Franya touched the button.
Touch the button. Hey guys, I kind of want to do a quick intro if I'm coming through.
Yeah, big man, let's go. Let's hear
I'm
you.
here. I'm gonna be off video for the most. Oh, maybe he's coming back.
Yes.
I'm gonna be off video for the most part. I'm here. I'm working on my nodes this weekend, so I kind of just got the meeting on off to the side. But Vic, thanks a lot for making Cake Wallet. I've been using it for a couple of years and really enjoying it. I just heard your podcast recently where you talked about it, and I don't know. It's cool that these meetings are so small right now. I wish they were a little more. We had a little more technical competence, but that's the trouble with distributed software. I couldn't get my video to come on in Jitsi. It made me exit. So it's all just we're ramping up.
So you're building nodes right now? That's what you said?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see in the background here. I got a couple on the wall, and then I got let me see if I can see my own video. Yeah, so I got the shelf here, and then the collection up top.
Do you mine as well?
I am gonna start. I'm gonna start running a mining process on a different, not a Raspberry Pi, but on a different computer. I've got a little Kubernetes cluster here at home that I run a bunch of stuff on, and I realize I can just turn a tiny bit on to sort of help the network, and maybe I'll start earning Monero, and then once some other cash flow becomes available, I might like to get a large multi-core processor and build something to mine a little more, but I haven't really gotten into it yet.
You know Mike Leonard? He's always tweeting on Monero stuff.
I'm not sure.
So he's building me a couple miners.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, was it 3950X or S or something like that?
Yeah. That seems to be the good price. Good balance of performance for price.
Anybody else here mine?
I tried mining once. I had I'm an old Mac laptop, and I ran it for a day, and I wasn't sure what was happening, and I haven't done it since. Although I've learned since then I should just do it anyways. Although I'm not going to make any money on it, but
props to the GUI team for making it so easy. Anyone can just download the desktop GUI and click on mining, and you're ready to go.
I also the GUI isn't supported on my laptop. My laptop's too old. So, but the CLI is supported still though. So that's what I'm using.
Yeah, I'm just using the GUI. It's so easy. One-click mining. It's amazing.
Yeah, the CLI it's pretty easy too, but yeah, I imagine the GUI is a lot easier.
Sean, you mining?
Oh, yes, I've been mining since day one, since I heard of Monero. But I always run old laptops and some serverless box or something like that. So I never really got a whole lot of income from mining itself. I always run nodes too. I'm actually having trouble with getting my VPS. I have a couple VPSs, but I'm always low on hard drive space, so I can't even set up a node. But I'll have those things mining whenever the whole the servers are not checking a resource allocation or something like that. But it takes a very long time nowadays since there's so many miners in the network. Hey, it's good. Every couple of years, I might actually get 1 XMR or something out of it.
But do you do solo mining or do you do like with a pool?
Oh, when I have a node, I always solo mine. But let's say I have like a VPS or something where I'm just mining for the heck of it. Then I'll go on a pool so I can at least track in theory what's going on. It's easy too with a pool because you can always identify your individual nodes. So you can say, oh, this one's getting 800 cash or whatever.
Yeah.
That way I can even see if it's offline, which is actually one of the nice things about the VPS. I can always have a live test to see how it's going.
Yeah, I was doing pool mining, and then Geonic, how you pronounce it, Geonic, he talked me into doing solo mining. That's when I switched over to just mining with the GUI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just means you have to have a nice fast connection in a full node. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see somebody with a real professional rig where you just have the motherboards kind of just in the open in a really what's it called, like a static electricity free environment, so you don't have you have everything running at maximum possible speed. I know like Ethereum GPU mining used to be a big thing, but I've seen a few of those rigs, but I've never seen anybody with just the CPUs because of RandomX. I would love to see that. It's got to be a really beautiful setup if somebody has those going.
I think Massive is doing it. He came back on.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm just turning my video off when I'm stepping away from the screen. But I'm curious. Can you use like a remote miner? Can you connect remote machines to your GUI to somehow coordinate them through that? No, you're just mining on the machine where you're running the GUI. Yeah, because I'm basically doing the same thing as a VPS where I run a lot of processes on headless machines, and then I've got my laptop with the GUI, which works well for the wallet part, but. Yeah.
Do we have Doug and Sunita back here?
They said that they're still choppy, but they want us to keep chatting.
They're trying to sell coffee.
Yeah.
I know this is a Moneroversary, but I'm going to say the nasty B word. Is anyone going to Bitcoin Miami?
Hello?
How dare you, Vic? I heard that.
You can hear things.
Our plan is to go down there and sell coffee in front of the entrance of the conference.
Nice. That's a great idea.
Let's see how it goes over there.
I don't know how welcome we'll be.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the
Not sure Bitcoin people really.
Communicates without us.
So yeah, you guys can hear us, right?
Oh, should we talk about? Is the shoe guy?
Yeah,
on?
the shoe guy. He sent actually an email with the shoes.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Right here.
So have you guys seen the Monero shoes that were on Reddit? The Monero
Oh yeah.
sneakers?
Wait, so who did it? Who did the shoes?
His name's Steve.
His name's Steve. We spoke to him yesterday. So what we're doing is we're gonna. I think it's all gonna work, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So we're gonna put the shoes on Gratuitous. We're adding those as a product, and so it has the Monero logo on it. And then what we want to do is add
See if I can show it to you
the
guys.
QR code for tipping, but have the tips go to the Monero general dev fund.
Yeah, I'll see if I
So
can,
you could buy a
share
pair
this.
of the shoes, the Monero shoes, off of Gratuitous, and then we're gonna add the tip address to the shoes. And if you want, you can send a tip, and it goes to the Monero dev fund.
Nice.
They look nice.
Right?
Right? I think it'd be cool. I'm definitely getting a pair.
Yeah. I'm getting one.
Yeah, look at this. Ooh, sexy.
Oh, can you see it? Are you sharing the screen?
Sharing it.
Oh, the back. I don't like the back.
Yeah.
So,
We need cake wallet on the back or something.
well, yeah, maybe we could put the QR code on the back there.
There's some logos in the back for sure. So how is it, like a sticker or is it embroidered? Is it?
It's embroidered. He owns an embroidered. That's what he does for his
Wow.
profession. And he just whipped these up for fun. I don't think he had any idea that people would actually go gaga over them in the Monero community, but I think a lot of people like the shoes.
It might seem obvious, but it is worth pointing out that there are no copyrights involved, right? So anyone could create any product. You don't have to worry about any legal factors. you know, obviously it's kind of counterintuitive to wanting to be in an anonymous currency, and that might be kind of our catch-22 of trying to get the word out there. But it is important to just keep that in mind, I think.
It's a very good point.
All right, so now.
Who was that?
That's one of our
friend,
Monero friends that came out.
Came out because
Oh, okay. There's somebody on.
Anonymous. I forgot. How could I forget? Anonymous. Another one.
Can you put
So
the?
yeah, guys, we're adding the shoes. I don't know if the shoe guy is gonna. I thought he was gonna come in on the Jitsi, but
well, I don't think he had time.
Okay.
He said he'll let me know, but he sent me the email and pictures, so we're gonna be adding it, I guess, next week.
so guys, I'm gonna go talk to some coffee people over here. We'll continue to stream, but maybe you know, you guys can run Moneroversary a little bit.
So who else is on? Comp. How you doing?
Anybody else want to?
How about the crash in Bitcoin and crypto price today? I've heard there were some rumors. One of them was, hold on, front. I think one of the rumors was people were being investigated, right, for money laundering, right? They were trying to Credit Suisse.
Oh.
Is that what it was? Anybody have any information on that?
Yeah, I do. It was all Chill's fault. She posted on Twitter, "Oh, look at Monero 360," and bam, it dropped like $50. So you jinxed it.
Of course.
Yeah, I heard about that people were getting investigated, but I heard that was like a fake story. At least I read that on Twitter, so take that with a grain of salt. But that's what someone said. Like, don't believe this. This is a fake story. So who knows? But yeah, it goes up and it goes down. So we'll see. I mean, honestly, if I had more money right now, I would get more Monero for sure.
Just buy it on margin.
Oh God, please no.
I don't know about that.
Get on somewhere it gives you like 10x but only use 2x of it. So then if it goes down further, you have some room in the margin. Come on, live a little.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just now getting back to work too. Like I hadn't worked for about a year, and I'm just now starting back up work again. So soon I'll have more money. But
what do you do?
I'm a designer.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, do a lot of stuff for like Hollywood and yeah, being in California, so it's like lots of film industry stuff and art and advertisements and stuff. But yeah, things are finally starting to get back to normal. Thank God. Got my first shot. Yeah. How are things where you guys are? Have things gotten back to normal in any way?
So I'm on university campus, right? So it was nice because we got vaccines real quick.
Oh, nice.
But they're still very strict with like, I don't know, positivity rate is really low. Everyone gets tested all the time here. But they're still super strict on the masks, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, better safe than sorry for a bit, I guess. Yeah, I can't. Although, yeah, everyone at my job, we've all gotten our first shot, and we're getting our second shot early next month. After that, we're calling our workplace a bubble, and we're saying like we don't have to wear masks while we're working, and anyone who comes in has to wear one, but like we don't have to because we're all vaccinated. So that'll be nice. Because yeah, it's kind of annoying having to wear one all day at work.
Anyone on here that won't get vaccinated? I know now we're going off another touchy subject here.
Uh-oh.
Maybe we should skip that. When getting to fights.
Well, I mean, I do know that the Mark of the Beast is in it, but it still seemed like a good deal to me. It's free. Come on.
Yeah, I can only feel that chip sometimes. That
right.
Is the shoe guy on the Jitsi call? The shoe guy, is he on, or is he the anonymous? This Monero community is so confusing.
The shoe guy, I don't think was able to make it, but he was able to email them the picture of the shoes.
Got it. I wonder if he does heels too.
It would be, I mean, yeah, I would love to see him take that even further and just like, it would be really, really cool if like the side, I mean, this is asking for too much probably, but if the side was like the M, instead of like the 3 stripes for Adidas, instead it was like a white M on the side, that would be so cool.
I'm definitely going to get a pair and wear them to the Bitcoin conference.
Oh, that's a good plan. Let's do it.
Yeah, man, I'll be there. I'd like to meet up with any Monero people that are cool with meeting up in real life.
Oh yeah, we should definitely have a Monero meetup during that week. Just
yeah.
Casually, see who's around and let's all get together.
Yeah, we can talk about nodes and stuff. I'm going to BitBlock Boom as well. I know that's way more of a Bitcoin thing and much smaller, but is anybody going to that in Texas?
When is that?
That's in June. I think the beginning of June.
The Miami one is 3rd to 5th.
Oh shoot, yeah, sorry. BitBlock Boom must be in August then. I can't keep them straight. I'll know a week before. Oh yeah, so Miami soon. Wow.
So Sean, is today the anniversary of Monero, like pure Monero, or is it the anniversary of Bit Monero?
Oh, it was April. This April 9 timeframe was when the original crypto note protocol was released.
Crypto note protocol.
So it would have been, you can consider it a the whole crypto note and crypto night situation. And the actual, I don't know the exact time frame about when the concept of Bit Monero came up, but it would have been later this year. Later, just a matter of a few months from now, actually, will be the anniversary. But a lot of actions were taken within 2014. So that one calendar year had a lot. By the end of the year, Monero was officially out.
So funny. Is it muted now? Oh. Well, that's funny. Muted and I was talking to myself. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
That's so funny. I thought it was on before and I was having a...
Was anyone here around back then, like 7 years ago? Because the whole like creation story of Monero is just so confusing to me. Low-key.
Like a coffee pour over, Guatemalan coffee.
Well, I just like to tell people that just because a pot of dirt exists doesn't mean a beautiful flower can't grow out of it. So there's a lot of confusing things going on, a lot of chaos, a lot of controversy, but what we have is because of what did occur. And so the beauty we have right now is, well, it has this history built into it. You can still enjoy a wonderfully smelling rose, even if you look down too far about where it came from. It's a bit, that's something.
Yeah, that's a very
that journey. All right, Doug, you're back. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a good way of looking at it. I think Monero was organically created out of a struggle. Cypherpunks struggling for the direction that it should go in. Maybe some of them were doing it for, not out of idealistic reasons, but were, trying to pull a scam, right? Who knows what was really going on? But the end result was, it seemed like the idealism prevailed, and that's where Monero came from. At least that's my positive take on it.
Yeah, that's how it seems to me too. Like, it was started and it became clear that like it was being started for the wrong reasons, basically. And yeah, I mean, I like the story of its beginning, because it's like right from the very get-go, it's like they actually had to, there was a struggle to get it made, but they still got it made. So
who haven't we heard from? Romero, when did you get into Monero?
I guess at an undisclosed time, but you know, it's a process.
yeah, I remember hearing about Monero like way back then, and I remember thinking like, oh well, what's that? Like, I'm not going to learn how to use another cryptocurrency. I already had to learn how to use Bitcoin. Back then I was just like, okay, I'm not going to learn this. And then all these years later, now it's just like I actually went and researched like all the different cryptos and realized that Monero is like, it really is like Monero. It's kind of like Satoshi's like what he wanted, right? Because I like reading like what the goal of Bitcoin was. It was basically to make a cryptocurrency which would be untraceable and unidentifiable, you know?
Yeah, I think back then he just didn't have the technology, or the technology was probably like too new to use in Bitcoin. And I mean, also think about if Satoshi had launched like Monero, would people even have trusted it? Like they would go ahead and say, oh, I can't see anything on this chain. What is this even? How can I trust this? So
Right.
it was necessary to start transparently.
Right. Actually, that's a really good point. Like, just as to prove that it works.
Hey, Fishhead, all okay now? It's working? Fishhead?
Mm.
Can anyone hear him? No, right?
No.
No, you're muted, I think.
Yeah, it says he's muted.
I'm muted.
I'm Jutsi.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yep.
Fishhead, you're muted
okay,
on PC.
I see fish heads there.
Can you unmute him from your end, Sunita?
No, unfortunately I can't. I can only mute them, but
Okay, now it looks like you're unmuted.
Fish head. And there's a fellow Jitser. Hi. You want to say hello? Introduce yourself. Fellow Jitser. Guy in the car. You want to say hello?
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
All right. Just stopping by saying hello.
I'm sorry?
Excuse me?
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Lizardo. I'm a tech. I knew about Monero. I first knew about Bitcoin around 2015. I never got involved. And then one day in 2016, I received an email talking about Monero. It was actually to mine Monero. It was a program. I forgot the name of the program. It was a GUI program to mine Monero, right? I was like, okay, let me start this, and I started mining Monero with that program, which I forgot the name of the program right now. But then I decided to go beyond that and to I started a mining rig. I'm a tech. I was a tech in New Jersey, and now I'm a tech here in Orlando. And in New Jersey, they were throwing out all these computers i5, and I ended up bringing them home. I set them all up with Windows 10. I tried using Linux, but it was a little bit uncomfortable for me. And then I just decided to use Windows 10, and I started mining Monero, and I've been starting mining. When I started mining it, it was so small and so little I was getting back from it. I was using first of all Stack, right? And then I switched to xmrig. And when they did the upgrade, it was so cool for me because then I started to see more income for from Monero, and I do like the whole ideal behind it, and I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna tell you that I only have Monero, but at first I started mining, and then I started um, experimenting like with I was actually exchanging Monero with other cryptos and see how it is and just experimenting. Now I just mine Monero and hodl it. You guys heard me?
Yeah, we heard you. Sorry.
All right.
So what do you use for mining?
I use xmrig in a pool with I get with the website Monero wait
Are you okay? You can't get down?
XMR wait XMR wait give me a second. How come I forget this thing?
Can they get a copy?
Support XMR. I'm mining with Support XMR, which is a mining pool here in the United States, I believe.
So I guess RandomX really has been successful. All these people just mining with ordinary hardware. Really nice to see.
Yeah, after the upgrade, it was pretty good. After the upgrade, I started more old PCs because I was like, you know what? Let whatever I had, I put it to mine. My wife was going crazy. I had a lot of equipment hidden in my house, so my wife doesn't notice them. And people doesn't notice. Back in New Jersey, it was easier because it's cold there. But here I had a whole room just doing it in Orlando, and I'm not gonna tell you it's super profitable. I'm just handling it and helping the project. I like the project. I'm so glad that there are more people that know about Monero now than before. I felt so alone before, like that. Still now there's no people, but at least I like dog programs. What's it called? His first Monero Talk and. The other Monero programs in YouTube, I try to watch them all. Whoever does Monero, I try to listen to them.
Yeah, I think in day-to-day life, you definitely don't get to talk about Monero that much. It's pretty sad, but maybe someday.
Right.
So what happened with Bitcoin this morning with the 40% reduction in hash rate because of some power loss due to massive centralization. I guess that can never happen in Monero, right?
I just saw some stats recently that there's over 100,000 different miners going on. And since none of them are specialized hardware, a large, massive amount, which I think if you're specifically talking about ASICs for Bitcoin, that's probably the actual numerical amount that are running like the ant miners or something that are running Bitcoin. But we have 100,000 units and devices running Monero. And because there's no specialized hardware, they could geographically be dispersed anywhere, almost certainly are. So there's no scenario in which we're going to ever have like that 40% drop in mining. There's just no possibility outside of the entire plant get hit by EMP or something.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, also it's hard to even say that it's 40% because I mean the variance on hash rate usually is so big. I mean, if you just look at the chart, it just goes up and down, but there's definitely a significant drop. So that's really interesting. I think it's not even whole China, only like this province. So yeah, it's really astonishing that one small province can have such an impact on Bitcoin.
Hello? Is it muted?
We can hear you.
Okay, hey. I see we got 2 more people or 3 more people on. Monero Trader, you want to say hi? And Zach?
Hey everyone, just checking in, saying hello, wishing everybody a happy Monero birthday.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for jumping on.
Absolutely. Exciting couple of weeks.
Yep.
And I think we're going to have a pretty exciting year.
Yep, let's hope so. Zach, you want to say hello? And Fishhead, were you able to get your mic to work? Hello? Oh, he's rejoining. Okay. Oh, pretty.
Major props to the Monerotopia team for putting this together and having anything for Monero. That's really cool.
Thanks. We're trying to make it work here. At a park with a hotspot, so I guess it's going well.
Yeah, no, it's super. I wish I could be there in person.
I know. At least we can do this virtually. I see someone else. Oh, Think Massive. Did you talk before?
Hey, I talked for a second when you guys were having the issues, but I'll tell a funny story about how I learned about Monero that'll just take like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I used to work at an exchange called Shapeshift a long time ago. And we had, and part of their security policy was like, you had to lock your computer and do everything properly from a security perspective. And if you caught someone else, like if you walked up to someone's computer and it was unlocked, you could do something to prove that you did that. And then we had this process called duncing. And so if you got caught, if you violated a security policy, you had to wear this dunce hat, and whoever caught them got to wear a Monero medallion around for the rest of the day. So I was like, what is this Monero? And they were like, it's the best privacy currency. So after that, I learned about it, and it was cool.
That's amazing. What year were you working there that they had that policy? Because I used to use Shapeshift for all my XMR purchases in like 2015, and it was amazing. It was a great service.
Yeah, I would say I won't give like exact dates. I don't remember them off the top of my head.
For sure, yeah.
Slightly after that, but I left long before they launched their token, and I think Eric's kind of redeeming himself a little now. I was definitely not pleased to see them go the whole KYC and token.
Yeah,
route,
me neither. That was kind of shocking to a lot of us that were using Shapeshift before that transition. It was like, whoa, they just did a 180 on us.
Yeah, maybe not as shocking to people with more of the inside view.
But as regulations were kind of tightening, it sounded like that was a move that they needed to make in order to survive as a business.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really blame Eric for anything he did to save his own ass or anything either. But it's nice to see them to go in. I think they're doing like Thor chain or something now, which seems
which I'm not like 100% sure on. Like, I want the community to vet a lot of these decentralized exchanges before I jump on them.
Yeah, I won't use it yet, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it.
Haveno looks pretty cool too.
Yeah, Haveno is. I mean, it's going to be pretty much a business, right? I mean, they're going to be collecting fees. It's not like a free protocol system that they're
right.
giving to the community. It's a business. But Monero Trade, what reservations do you have on Thorchain?
I don't really have any outside of just I haven't studied sort of like their fundamentals enough. I've been just busy with life stuff. Yeah, I don't have any particular critiques on them at the moment.
Okay, I can send you some stuff that Ken does because that's something we were considering for Cake Wallet.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'd love your input on it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
From my perspective on the Cake Wallet side, I think just having more options, as long as there's nothing that's scammy or where people have a lot of problems losing, transactions, I think having more options is great.
I agree. Better, different ways to trade.
Hey guys, happy birthday to everyone.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Hello. Awesome.
Good, good.
Here's the whole German community.
Nice. All 5 of us.
All 5.
All 5.
Yeah. Have you guys already spoken about Haven protocol?
Yes, but we don't have a clue about it.
Do you not? It's very interesting.
What's your perspective on that?
I'm a massive fan. I think the burning will make it a lot scarcer and a lot more valuable in the future. And the technology is very all-inclusive. You don't really need to be on multiple exchanges, especially if they do release XBTC in the future and more volatile assets. But the whole privacy and the fact that it was built on Monero is beautiful in my perspective, and I'm a huge fan.
Okay, but so I have a question on the topic because I just barely read the white paper, I just flew over it. And one thing that comes to my mind is how does it actually work with like the physical assets like gold and silver? Like where's the proof of these assets actually existing? Or did I miss the point?
I'm not sure about the new assets, but I remember with XUSD, it's not like USDT, whereas USDT isn't backed by anything. Wait, is USDT backed by dollar, or is it not? Sorry. Is anyone familiar?
USDT is supposed to be backed by a dollar. All these coins are supposed to be backed by a real dollar.
Nobody really knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So with Haven, they're more transparent about that, and they've completely open source, and they're not as shady as USDT, in my opinion. USDT
And Zach, you mentioned burning. You mentioned burning the asset. If I understand correctly, you burn XMR to generate the synthetic asset. Is that
no? You burn one synthetic asset for another. So if you wanted, like XUSD for XHV, you would be burning your XHV and then you would receive the XUSD.
Okay.
And same goes to XGold and all the new assets they now have.
So you're burning your own Heaven tokens, like the tokens are not like burned from somebody else's wallet.
It's completely done in the wallet. So if you go to havenprotocol.com, you can just have a wallet on the website, and you have all anything you'll need. So send and receive is on the website, and also exchanging is on the website. It's all just done inclusively. You don't need any other parties, and it's all private.
Is it decentralized?
Completely decentralized.
Centralized?
Decentralized.
Oh, okay. Why is it decentralized? Is it a smart contract?
I'm not too sure about the actual technology, but I know it's just built on Monero, and it doesn't really need humans to operate.
curious how they deal with burning and minting of like public keys after they're built on Monero.
I'm not too sure on the matter.
Guess I'll have to do some reading.
So do we see that as a competitor to Monero?
I see it as something that works alongside it. Because Monero is its own thing. Monero will be used as as more of a payment. I think Monero works more well for payments, whereas XHV is more just something you'd hold to retain to increase your value and invest in, since it's so volatile.
Yeah, but I mean, right now, can you really trust it? For example, if you hold these XUSD tokens, can you trust that like the Oracle will always work and you can always mint your XHV and they will also you could sell them for something once you exchange the asset?
The way that the way that Haven is built is so that nothing ever gets frozen, whereas USDT on the other hand, your transactions can be flagged up or they can be reported, whereas Haven is completely private and nothing will ever be frozen, ever. That's kind of the whole promise they give.
What do you think about Geonic on Twitter? He made a tweet saying that Haven was basically an affinity scam and it was sort of riding the Monero coattails.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, I saw that tweet from him and I thought that was interesting because he usually is a pretty well-reasoned dude. Sometimes, like in these circumstances, like I'll just stay in the sidelines. Like I don't mind waiting. I'll sit there patiently until I feel like there's enough consensus around a particular technology being decentralized enough and the code being understood well enough that it's theoretically safe to use. I'm super I think paranoid in that regard. Obviously people have different risk reward thresholds.
Yeah, Haven is no longer like an underground altcoin. Like it's got a market cap of 250 million now, and that's some backing, if anything, like some validation that isn't like a complete scam.
Yeah, that's cool. The only other kind of project I've been following that's sort of running along the same lines as Monero is the Tari protocol. What do you guys think about Tari?
Hey, can we just go back to Haven real quick?
Sure.
We probably got 5 combination of tweets and support emails asking when we're going to add Haven to Cake Wallet. And so far I've been seeing it as well. No, I'm not going to add any forks of Monero to Cake Wallet. But what do you guys think about that?
I think that'd be kind of against what Haven is. Haven's meant to be like an all-inclusive thing.
I think at that point, just make a separate wallet for Haven. It's directly forked from Monero, if I recall correctly. So it probably wouldn't be that hard to just make a fork of Cake Wallet.
Yeah,
I'm also a very big fan of Cake Wallet just supporting Bitcoin and Monero.
Maybe it's too early for Haven, but I'm not an expert.
I mean, there's a lot of room for it to grow.
So currently Cake Wallet supports just Bitcoin and Monero with the functionality to kind of swap between different assets into those two, right?
Yeah, I think we have like 11 or 12 assets, but as far as holding is only Bitcoin and Monero. But Zach, what do you mean by Haven that's not a good thing for Haven because it's, I don't know the word.
Haven works really well with the vaults they have, if you're familiar with them, whereas you can create a file and a password and you get access to your vault, and on the vault you can mint all your stable coins, and you have all your XHV and all these other coins on the actual vault.
Mhm.
If you were to add it to Cake Wallet, you'd also need to add all the stable coins, and then it becomes a whole thing, and then like that would just lead to adding more and more coins, and then it wouldn't really be Cake Wallet anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so maybe as a separate app, as one of the other speakers suggested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, so you guys want to talk about Tari next? I don't have much. I don't know much about that. So
Same.
I ran a Tari node a couple times on the different test nets, and it's definitely like a lot more involved. I mean, you got to be online, and I kept having trouble with it, like getting out of sync or not being able to reach peers. And I mean, I run a couple Lightning nodes pretty successfully, so there's got to be online too. But Tari, there's like another, just I guess due to the everything being so private, I think it's even more difficult than running a Lightning node. So that's where I got this hat from. I like the concept. I just that's not something that I would recommend to anybody that's not technical.
It's super like not even alpha. It's like pre-release right now. I've just been kind of playing with the wallet. But it seems like a cool project because it would add more hashing power to the Monero network as people try to make these private NFTs on the Tari protocol.
Yeah, it'll probably go through some transformation, I guess. I haven't been keeping up with it either. Is it still being actively kind of developed and they're putting out new versions?
Yeah,
Okay,
it seems like there's a lot of activity going on. It's just in my peripheral, and I think that it's interesting how the merge mining feeds back into Monero mining and the strengthening of the network. Because there may be people that are just interested in the Atari side or these asset protocol side of things. They don't really care about the money network underneath it.
I'm also super excited about Tari, especially when you look at all they have already done. Like they have a whole curriculum that you can read through to learn about cryptography and different blockchain architectures with how Mimblewimble works, for example. And it's really not only a really nice resource, but just the wallet, if you look at it, I mean, very fancy and not to be expected usually from a project so early on. So I think they really know what they're doing, and I'm really excited to see the Mimblewimble blockchain come to fruition there.
Yeah, I actually used some of the Tari Lab resources for the Mimblewimble research. It was very, very, very well written, very extensive, very thorough. Are you guys doing anything celebratory today in your own lives outside of this for Monero?
Anyone got some Barolo?
buying drugs on DNM.
We'll bring up some bottles of champagne.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm gonna make pancakes.
Here's maybe an interesting question. Where do you see Monero in this in 7 years? So 7 years from today, what are your hopes and expectations for the protocol? Do you think we will have a working second layer or atomic swaps to all major blockchains? What are your thoughts?
World domination.
I think when somebody like Max Kaiser himself is now concerned and talking about the fungibility problem of Bitcoin, I see that as a turning point.
Agreed.
Is Max Kaiser?
The F word.
He's a Bitcoin maximalist. Was telling people to buy Bitcoin at $1 early, like an OG type of person.
Yeah, he was part of that Russian news network. But he's extremely popular. Yeah, he was recommending people buy Bitcoin at 25 cents, from what I recall.
Have you seen the video from him on Twitter where he talks about fungibility, but he doesn't mention Monero?
Exactly.
He says people are paying with gold. He's like, yeah, people are going online and doing all kinds of stuff with gold payments. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen this pattern. Yeah, it's like a lot of these big Twitter personalities or etc. They can't say the word Monero. It's like not in their vocabulary.
Yeah, Andreas Antonopoulos openly says it, which was also a massive turning point, I feel.
Yeah, that's right. He does say it, but it's very rare.
What are your price predictions for this year for Monero?
$1 million.
Let me check.
I think we can crack 1,000. I see Monero on a solid path right now, and I especially see the narrative with the privacy being important popping up on Twitter. I mean, this could also be to my own personal bubble, but I think there is a lot of activity in the community, and there has been for a while, and so I think it's only a matter of time until it shows in the value or in the price.
Yeah, I would say, in my opinion, this time next year, it'll be at 1,500.
I thought we don't talk price in the Monero community.
Yeah, I'm more interested in
I do.
Monero will flip Bitcoin in daily transactions. So I see that happening in the next 7 years. What do you think? Will Monero flip Bitcoin ever in daily transaction?
How far is it now?
Yes, because
10%.
it can flip Bitcoin in daily transactions. It's technically possible.
It would be interesting to know how fast the blockchain would grow, assuming a average transaction size of 2 kilobytes if we do the same volume that Bitcoin does right now. Because I think right now it's like 1/10 of the transaction volume, no?
Yeah, it's 1/10 of the transaction volume. I think, like, honestly, like, Monero has a good shot of being $100,000 on Monero by 2025.
I mean, when you think about it, any price that Bitcoin currently clears, Monero should be able to clear
Monero,
as well.
exactly. Relative scarcity.
Because the value proposition is the same, more or less. It's digital cash, and since Monero does it better, arguably, than Bitcoin, yeah, I could see that.
And it has less barriers to overcome in some ways, because one of the major hurdles for Bitcoin was just building out all those fiat on-ramps in the early years. All of those now exist for Bitcoin. So it's really easy, theoretically, for money to flow from Bitcoin to Monero. So I actually think that, yeah, like 50, 60,000 Monero up to 100,000 Monero within 5 years makes sense to me. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I would be surprised if 5 years from now, Monero is only at 1,000 or like 400 or something. That would surprise me.
Yeah, I think it really depends also on the Bitcoin ratio, because right now I think that is like a very big divergence. If you look, I think Monero recently cracked in daily transactions 10% of Bitcoin's daily transactions. But
yeah, there's a great chart on Twitter. I think I tweeted that out. That shows that comparison.
Yeah, you mean the moneroshow.net?
Yeah, and it's very, very bullish for the USD price if that ratio picks up.
Yeah, and I mean, if you compare it to like the Bitcoin Monero price ratio, which is like not even 1%, that's ridiculous.
You know,
it is.
Our exchange partners share with us. Obviously, we can't see anything, but they share with us that, you know, 95% of transactions in Cake Wallet on the exchange side are going Bitcoin to Monero. Not many people are going back.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the convo. I just want to get this gentleman on real quick. So he just bought a coffee, and he overpaid a little bit. He had dollars, and we sent his change back in Monero. We onboarded him onto Cake Wallet. How was the experience?
It was smooth. It was I feel like I'm a new person. It's great experience.
Have you ever held crypto before? Is this your first
time holding crypto, and I've been hearing a lot about it, especially these last few days. And so now maybe I can invest in it and potentially make some money. I think could be an option.
Yeah, that $4 could be $4 million one day.
I'm excited about that. That would be cool. That would be very cool.
All right, very cool, man. So yeah, that's the basics of Monero. It's the anonymous version of Bitcoin. Yeah, encourage you to go learn more.
I will. I will start researching and see what I can do to make a little extra cash.
Cool. Enjoy the coffee. Oh, and you can. So now that you have Monero, you don't have to. You don't feel obliged, but if you want, you can send a small tip to the farmers. It goes directly to the farmers with.
Cool. That's excellent. I actually lived in Peru for 7 years. So I've been to small coffee farms in rural areas, and I'm sure they could definitely use the money. So that's awesome.
If you think about what's amazing is you wouldn't be able to do that without crypto, right? There'd be no way to tip the Guatemalan farmer with Visa or Venmo. They don't have Venmo, they don't have bank accounts. How else would you send them 50 cents? So
true. So true.
Very cool. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to give you that little update. It's working.
Yeah, Cake Wallet is really great for onboarding new people. You just tell them to download, send them some Monero, and then they're interested.
Well, thank you.
It's going to be great in 10 years. This guy's going to use his Cake Wallet change to open up a coffee shop on that corner that he's standing on.
But I think it's great that Cake Wallet just supports Monero and Bitcoin, because I think if you were to include a lot of other currencies, then you may get a bad reputation from the Bitcoin maximalists, because then they say, oh yeah, it's a multi-coin wallet, it has too many attack surfaces. And so I think it's the best argument you can make if you want to have a good mobile wallet that also supports Bitcoin, then you just use Cake Wallet.
Yeah.
So keep the ethos clear.
The reason we put in Bitcoin was because everyone was converting from Bitcoin to Monero, and we didn't want people juggling 2 apps and 2 wallets. So we thought, okay, let's put this in there. And it's worked. The actual transactions have gone through the roof. But at the same time, Bitcoin price went, crazy, and the Bitcoin network fees are just nuts right now. To send $100 worth of Bitcoin is costing you $9, $10, which is just nuts. So a lot of people are saying, can you add Litecoin? Because a lot of Monero people like to use Litecoin to convert to Monero. So Cake Wallet is a multi-coin wallet. But if you just use it as a Monero wallet and don't establish a Bitcoin wallet or a Litecoin wallet or whatever we may add in the future, then it really just works as a Monero wallet. Unlike other multi-coin wallets out there where it just feels like it's multi-coin all the time, but with Cake, you're actually switching. It's like multiple apps in one app. You're actually switching mini apps, wallets to get to Bitcoin or get to Monero or get to Litecoin maybe in the future. No, we're not going to add Monero. I see that comment.
What's funny? It's 4 years now, and Bitcoin still has high fees.
Yeah.
They didn't fix the problem. It's not a problem for the miners. They love the high fees.
Yeah.
But I think for the users, it's not good. For the poor people, if you are rich, you can afford the fees. Yeah.
But wasn't Lightning Network supposed to be the solution for the high fees?
Well, yes, but that's not really Bitcoin. It's separate. It's another network.
Actually, it's the solution for everything.
Yes.
Privacy too, they say.
Vic, would you ever consider adding Ether to the BTC, XMR, and then Ethereum? I have friends that have made a lot of money with NFTs, and that would probably be an easy on-ramp for them because they're holding Ether.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If we go ERC20, then the possibilities for NFTs and other ERC20 coins is endless, right? It's not in the roadmap right now. Maybe later. We just have a lot of shit on our plate right now to get through. But the way the Ethereum network is going, and like you said, the NFTs, maybe it is something we have to add in the future. I don't know.
I think I like about Cake Wallet that it has a focus on Monero. And if we would add 10 more coins, it should always still have the focus on Monero.
Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, we'll always be a Monero first wallet, always. That's our identity and ethos and everything. So, I mean, if the community or a lot of people don't like seeing all these coins, I don't know, just an idea. We're thinking maybe launch another app called Monero Pure or something, where it's only Monero for the real hardcore users.
Yeah, you should do it maybe, but still show that this is a Monero base wallet and all the other are just additional.
Definitely.
Are you guys focusing now on decentralized exchange protocols like decentralized atomic swaps or Haveno integrations and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, as those things develop, we'll definitely, if it's possible to do it in a mobile platform, we'll definitely do it. We are looking at Torchain, how do you pronounce it? THOR. We are looking at that. So we've been exchanging information back and forth with them. So let's see. That could be something we add.
Yes, nice.
I think it's the future. I think we have to do it, and my personal thing is we just want to be the first in everything. We want to be on the cutting edge. We want to lead the way rather than do it after everybody's done it. So somebody in the message is writing the pirate chain ARR for Cake Wallet. Why did ARRR? Why did the pirate chain? Why did they make it on Komodo? That's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? Does anybody know? Jack, you're the one asking for it.
I'm going to try and talk, but my son is here, so you might hear shouting. I think it's on the Komodo network because in order for it to be 51% attacked, they'd have to first 51% the Bitcoin network and then 51% the Komodo network as well, which would then make it, they say, impossible to 51% attack. That's why I think it's on Komodo.
What do you guys think about their privacy compared to Monero?
I think, well, with anything new, what they're promising sounds great, but it will be, the future will tell whether or not it withstands any attacks in the future, like Monero did last Christmas.
Well, the Zcash devs tend to respect the R people because they're following Zcash things, and there's been a lot of talk on Zcash side, a lot of statements like, "Why don't you go full Z to Z?" which is the completely shielded systems, and R did that. That's completely running right now. So that if people are like, it's nice argument for the Zcash people to say, hey, if you really want something like that, why don't you go use those guys over there? So it's kind of a nice little convenient excuse for them. It still has all the problems that Zcash itself has, which is from a technical side, you have to have the trusted setup due to the particular ZK snark system that you're using. And yeah, just a little bit from what I heard a couple things about some of the people who were involved in the original setup of that. They said they were really concerned about the history of what happened in some of the privacy coins with the 51% attacks. Like you wouldn't necessarily even be able to tell, like because everything's shielded, you wouldn't be able to tell the wallets or anything about who was doing the 51% attack and where all the mining was going. So they wanted to have something initially to prevent an easy 51% because they just figured it was going to happen because it's happened before. So that was their original choice. Now they're kind of stuck into doing that from this point forward as well too. Even though there's some talk of maybe not wanting to support that, it's fundamentally built in, so they can't switch. That's you can't switch from that proof of work system. So they're stuck with it.
But wasn't Pirate Chain built on some newer version of Sapling, which doesn't have trusted setup? If I'm
Oh, I think they're developing in parallel with Zcash, and there is the newer version that hasn't been released yet. But the original one, they were just copying the same original public information right from the Zcash people. So they're kind of regressing and trusting that. But if they did something different and it required a trusted setup, you'd have to trust whoever was doing the Zcash thing. Like you'd have to be involved in that. But the Zcash development is going towards that non-trusted setup because there's a bunch of things they can choose to do that now, and it might actually work, but it still hasn't been implemented yet.
So what about Monero's often underlooked features like the tail emission or the dynamic block size or the ASIC resistance or the smooth emission curve? Does Pirate Chain share any of that, or is it just some other copy of Bitcoin?
Well, they're stuck in that. It's called a delegated proof of work, which is that side chaining style system, and so a lot of the things that have to do with the design about that's built in, so you don't have to worry about ASIC resistance because it's inherently ASIC designed with the whole Bitcoin side, merge mining, whatever it's called. But as far as emissions and things like that, they actually have that as an open code thing. They have some delegated states where we're going to have this emission curve. It's built in. They can change that code at any point in time. So they're pretty quick and easy with those forks as well too, which is also another side problem with dealing with the Zcash system. You can't guarantee that any of the original chains will continue on. You can't have like a fork between the code bases where the hard forks don't gain consensus. So it's oddly much more centralized of a chain than even Monero is because it requires that rapid development. But then that's also true of younger coins anyway, no matter what you do. But they don't have the ability to basically stop at a hard fork and stay there and have that original thing happen. It requires constant maintenance and hard forking to keep everything rolling along. So that doesn't give a lot of confidence for people for long term.
In that regard, R is interesting from a science perspective, but not really interesting from a long-term use as a cryptocurrency perspective, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like in a regression analysis, you always want to say, let's assume everything stays solidified as it is right now, and then we can project what the value of this is going to be. I don't think any form of economic futures say, okay, let's assume that there's this major unknown dividing point in the future, and we'll try to speculate where the price is going to go up and down there. Everything's based on, okay, the stasis, the status quo, what goes on at this point. And so you look at things like the future tail emission curves, and that somehow has to plug in when you never even know. I mean, as far as anybody knows, maybe even Bitcoin's going to have a hard fork at some point and get rid of the 21 million cap. Who knows?
Wouldn't that destroy like the whole purpose of having a known emission curve that like cannot be controlled or be changed by anyone? I think that's a very big part of the appeal of cryptocurrencies.
Well, in proof of work, you do whatever the miners do. Whoever wants to stick with whatever chain based on whatever work power, somebody could just spontaneously create a brand new one. I mean, Ethereum Classic just decided that's it. We're just going to go and do Ethereum Classic. We're not going to do that hard fork. And they didn't last that long. And they're still not as big as they were previously. And they have all sorts of other problems with 51% attacks there. But it's whatever the people want to do at a certain point. Everything here is built into this level of social trust. Is more to do with like the community itself which is why ideas and the values of the community have always been, placed forefront, because you have to have everybody commit to this being what we want to do. And well, there's a reason that hard forks are contentious. Let's put it that way.
I don't know what I just did. Sorry, guys.
That's pretty cool, though. Hey, I got to run, guys. As always, nice talking to everyone. If anyone wants to reach out to me, just send me a message on Twitter or Telegram. Happy Moneroversary. Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Take care,
Bye,
guys.
Vic.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.
So long, Vic.
Bye.
Take care.
Hey, does anybody know what the status of the MoneroCon is for this summer? I thought there was supposed to be a second one happening soon. The Monero conference.
The last information I had was that it was also going to be online this year.
Yeah, I did hear that. Still wondering, like, when, is it in June or so, or do we have any dates locked in?
Well, I'm just going to read the website here, but it says that the MoneroCon is scheduled for June. Maybe the servers are going to be in Berlin, but not exactly sure details any more than that. I haven't been paying attention to the conference talk.
I think it will be held remotely.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I don't know if any of you made it to the first one. It was in Denver about 2 years ago, I think. And it was really cool. It was a very small conference, but the best like technical content I've ever seen. A lot different than most, Bitcoin or Ethereum crypto conferences in general, where people are trying to sell you something, like just 100% about the tech. And really cool to see all the minds from around the world that came to meet in one place in the physical space. That was like one thing that really kind of got me sold on digging deeper into Monero at the time.
I wish I had gone to that one, but the Zcash conference was literally right at the same time, so I had already bought my tickets for that, so couldn't attend.
From Antigua, Guatemala. Hey guys, we're probably going to be wrapping up over here on our end. Franya really wants to go to the playground, so. I want to get a donut. She wants to get a donut, which I don't blame her. I kind of want one too with the coffee. So yeah, we're going to wrap up, but I think we could just let you guys continue to live stream for a while as we wrap up. We're just going to put ourselves on mute again. But I think at some point we're going to have to kill the stream once we actually close the computer. But just letting you guys know. So keep it going. But we're out. Happy Moneroversary, everyone.
Moneroversary. Woohoo!
Sold a lot of coffees out here. We onboarded a few people to Monero. We got to, taught people about the concept of crypto. A lot of people don't really even understand what the real purpose of it is. And it's been a good day for us out here. Have a good one, guys.
Fisher, did you ever get your mic working?
Did you guys hear us? Hello?
Oh yeah, we just heard you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so you guys can continue the convo for a bit, and we'll start cleaning up, and then I'll shut off the live stream. So if you guys want to continue your conversation.
Oh, I think
Or
you're
if you-
still muted on the end of Jitsi.
We're all desperately trying to listen to Fishhead speak, but his
Yeah.
interaction's just not going well.
He's just stuck. All right, guys. Is it muted? Yeah, I think we should just wrap up. I think everyone's kind of done.
Yeah.
Wrap up the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Guys,
think
we're gonna close out the stream. All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in and helping us out.
Yeah, thanks for
It's
doing
fun.
it.
Great,
Yeah,
great idea in this. It's fun.
Cool. I'm glad we weren't sure how it was gonna work out with being in the street, streaming and selling coffee at the same time, but it worked out on our end. I hope it worked out for everybody else that's watching.
We have to rewatch the video to see how it actually turned out.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Good evening, everyone.
All right. Long live Monero.
Happy Moneroversary.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Happy birthday, Monero.
Ciao.